Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Sorry guys, I just want to apologize. I know the last couple of videos I did, I haven't been able to really write comments back to people. I've been busy for the past couple of days just on a couple shoots, so haven't been able to get back to you guys. Sorry about that. But guys, today I wanted to talk about something that I found quite interesting in these couple of articles here. One was from a couple of days ago. Ripple's co-founder Chris Larsen says they have signed hundreds of new banks in production mode. And the next article here, Ripple's CEO discusses crypto crash, XRP's future, speculative projects, and more. And this one was from 1 day ago, so they were published relatively recently. And you know, we always ask about the price of XRP. What is it going to do in the future? How does it compare to the likes of other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin? You know, there are so many cryptocurrencies in this space, and we all wonder about our cryptocurrency. And you know, guys, we always talk about the spec market and speculative trading of cryptos and how that makes them go up. But guys, a speculative market can only be speculative for so long before real-world adoption takes place, companies start to gel, use cases for cryptocurrencies become clear, and eventually certain cryptos will clearly have a purpose in this world and others will fall to the wayside. So guys, I just wanted to point out a couple of interesting quotes from Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse in these articles. And when they're asked, because you know, these guys are asked all the time about the price of XRP and if it's going to go up or not. And you know, these guys always dance around the question, right? And so they try to kind of answer the question without answering the question. In the case of Chris Larsen, I mean, okay, so this article is about Ripple's co-founder Chris Larsen says they have signed hundreds of banks. So this is what it's mostly about. They've signed hundreds of banks. Ripple's progress is continuing to propel forward. And these banks are in production mode. So this is past beta testing, right? And so when asked about the price, Chris Larsen mentions over the long run, it's going to be a combination of deep liquidity. So with regards to XRP. Deep liquidity market makers, more importantly, it has to have a use case. So when asked about the XRP token and what will give digital asset value, he is clearly on the record saying it has to have a use case. The use case of the XRP ledger and XRP, the digital asset, is really around initially reducing the cost of liquidity and for cross-border payments. So when asked about crypto's value in the future, Chris Larsen has gone on record to say it actually has to have a use case. Now, as we know, XRP does have a use case. Long term, we think it's a clear winner in the race to be another digital asset for the world of all use cases. So again, guys, he hits the point home saying XRP has a use case. And also now, we think it's the clear winner in this race to be another digital asset for the world, for all use cases. And it's a long-term play. So guys, when we say HODL, right? HODL long, 5 years maybe. We're not saying this lightly because we do see an XRP price increasing down the road. This is not speculative trading anymore. This is a real digital asset that will have a real world use case. He goes on to say you can't just be a store of value for the sake of being a store of value. Whoa, that was a diss towards Bitcoin. You actually have to have a use case. And guys, ultimately I agree with this sentiment here. You know, you can't just be a store of value for the sake of being a store of value. You actually have to have a use case. And so guys, Chris Larsen here is clearly stating you can't just be a store of value for the sake of being a store of value. You have to have a use case. And guys, XRP, the XRP token, has a use case. And you kind of go back and you look at what these CEOs are saying with regards to the price of their token, XRP, that they use in their products. They are not very directly, but indirectly saying that the price will increase because the token has a use case, and down the road we will see that increase because of supply and demand. This is what we've all been saying this whole time. Let's go to the Brad Garlinghouse article now. Ripple CEO discusses crypto crash, XRP's future, speculative projects, and more. And so guys, right down here at the bottom, and again, I'm not reading these whole articles, guys, I'll link them in the description if you want. But ultimately, I just wanted to get to the point here. So when talking about speculative trading markets, crypto trading markets versus real world utility, Brad Garlinghouse really does separate the two. And he says, you're going to see a separation, I think, between those that are purely speculative, so he's talking about cryptos, obviously, and those that are actually going to solve real world utility problems, real problems in the marketplace. So guys, Brad Garlinghouse too is separating the speculative types of coins to the coins that will have real world utility. And so in a speculative market, we can only trade speculatively for so long. Price goes up, price comes down, price goes up, price comes down. And these are huge swings, right? Like we've seen in Bitcoin and even some stock markets. I'm trading right now in the Canadian cannabis sector on the stock market. And for the last couple of years, guys, it's been very, very speculative. And it's been trading exactly like cryptos. Huge swings up, but then huge crashes down. And the best part about that market is that it's been very predictable for the last 3 years, let's say. So you can go to the charts. A ticker symbol for one of those stocks, for example, Canopy Growth, is WEED, weed. And you'll be able to see, like, look at 2016, 2017, 2018, and you'll see huge swings up and then crashes down. And then the next fall, huge swing up, crash down, and then the next fall, huge swing up. So guys, it's very, very predictable. But my point being is that speculative trading is only going to be what it's going to be for as long as it's going to be that, if I can say it bluntly. Once we see the real world utility kick in, this market is going to look very, very different. And I think that Ripple and XRP are going to separate themselves in that XRP is going to have a real world use case. All the other cryptos are going to struggle to kind of find their spot in the world. Some will fall off the radar. Others might succeed. But ultimately, guys, this is the sentiment at Ripple Labs. We're going to see a separation between the spec coins and the real world utility coins. And ultimately, the ones that will have real world utility will survive and be the most valuable digital assets in the future. Anyways, what do you guys think? Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.